Okay, let's get into it, shall we? So today, guys, we're talking about dominating the weekend. We are going to get into the show very, very quickly because I'm a few minutes late today. And just a quick reminder, as always, before we get into it, the goal of this podcast is to help athletes build their dream careers in sport, focusing on the mindset, focusing on the actual training itself, focusing on everything that you can do outside of the sport in order to see more success within the sport. Now, there's a couple of good mindset ones coming up next week because I had a video on TikTok that went a little bit viral and I had a bunch of people with just crazy mindsets going on. But just crazy mindsets going on. And that's going to be something that we're digging into next week. But today we are talking about dominating the weekend. Those ones, though, are going to be a lot of fun. So make sure that you are tuning into the show next week as well. But you know what? Let's get into the show. So we're talking about dominating the weekend. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Elite Development Podcast, the number one show for athletes looking to gain an edge on their opponents and build their dream careers in sport. I am your host, Ken Dusseault, and today we are talking about dominating your weekend. Now, dominating the weekend, what does this really mean? Basically, guys, being a high-level athlete or being high-level at anything is all the time. You know, I see a lot of athletes that they train really hard, they do a lot of really good work, and then, Saturday comes around and they're boozing it up, they're eating a bunch of shit, they're basically ruining a lot of the progress that they made for themselves through the week, under recovering and then waking up early Sunday morning and getting back to training. Or same idea, they train Saturday and then they go crazy on Sunday. Whatever it might be, they train really hard, they do a lot of really good work, and then they take a day or 2 days every week and just wreck the shit out of the progress that they're making. And so that's what we're going to talk about today, is first off, why that is not conducive to you actually becoming the athlete you're trying to become. And second, how you can go about making better use of your weekend. And I want to preface it, I want to start it off by saying, I'm not in the camp of you can never, go out, let loose, and have a good time. Like, if you're the kind of person who enjoys doing that kind of stuff, I'm not going to tell you that you can't, but just limit the amount if your goal is to be a high-level successful athlete. Because if you're doing that kind of stuff every week, basically you're taking 3 steps forward and 2 steps back every single week. So you're still going to make progress, but you're not going to make nearly as much as you could or as you should. So let's get into that. So, like I said, you're going to make progress, but you're not going to make nearly as much as you should. And the reason that's important is because, guys, of all the athletes that start competing at the lowest level, less than 1% are going to make this a career. Less than 1% are going to make this a career. So you have to ask yourself, are my daily habits and my daily rituals and how I approach my week every single week better than 99% of the other athletes in the fucking world? That's what you got to ask yourself, in the world. And if you can confidently say yes, then cool, you're on the right track. If you can't confidently say yes to that, then understand that every time you go out, every time you quote unquote let loose, you're taking away from, you're moving further down the ranks of that 99%. So, going out, having a good time, not a bad thing. Just understand the limitations that it's putting on you. Because again, if you go out Saturday night, have a bunch of beers, get 2-3 hours sleep, that's not going to just be Saturday night and then I'm good to go on Sunday, because you still might make it to your Sunday training session. But I can guarantee you're not in shape for that session. You're not feeling good. You're not actually ready to go out and attack that session. And I see athletes make all kinds of excuses for this. Oh, it was my birthday this weekend, so, I just, let loose and had some fun. It's like, cool, I get it. It's only your birthday once a year, but do you really need to do that? Or would you have been better off continuing to push forward in your career instead of just ruining yourself for a week? oh, it was Canada Day. It's like, oh, cool. Like the country's a year older, so I'm gonna just fuck off training for this week and I'm gonna go out and get drunk a couple times and ruin a bunch of progress I made. Like, you kidding? There are some really crazy excuses that I hear athletes make for this, but moving past the excuses themselves, how can we get better at dominating the weekend? How can we get better at actually making good use of the weekend? The big thing that we need to focus on here, guys, is the weekend is a time to improve. The weekend's a time to improve. Understand that each of those days are just as important as your weekdays. They're just as important as your training sessions. Your recovery day, just as important as your training days. And this is also a really good time to reflect on the week and figure out how you can make next week better. One of the things I do every single week is Sunday morning, I wake up early, like I do during the week, and I take time to reflect on the previous week. What went well, what didn't, what can I work on to improve the week coming up? Now, obviously, this is from a business owner and coach standpoint, not from the athlete standpoint. So the actual ins and outs of this are going to be a little different. But as an example, I'll tell you exactly what I know I'm going to be reflecting on when I wake up Sunday morning this week. One of the things that did not go well this week was meal prepping. I fell a little bit behind on it. So I'm going to make sure that I get it all done tomorrow so that I don't fall behind on it this coming week. I stopped and bought food 3 times, which is like 3 more than most other weeks. So making sure that I'm actually making a plan and sticking to that plan so that next week I have the meals that I need. And I'm not putting myself in a position where I need to stop and pick up shitty food that then is going to not fuel me properly for my day. And I'm actually eating the food that I should be eating the food that I want to be eating, and continuing to attack the day at the best of my abilities. Another one of the things that did not go well this week, well, in a way it went well, in a way it didn't. I was training a new member of my team that's going to be working in my business. And so we met every morning. And during the times that we were meeting, what that ended up doing is cutting my workouts short. So what I need to do is I need to sit down and I need to make a plan for the meetings that I'm going to be having with this new person on my team. And I need to make a plan for how I can make sure that I can fit the workout in properly, fit the meeting in properly, and not take away from the rest of the day. And now, when I sit down and I plan these things, it's because my goal is to maximize every single day. And when things don't go according to plan, I don't get a good workout in, or I miss a piece of my routine or anything like that, oftentimes it's not for a bad reason. I still woke up on time every day this week. I still went to the gym every day this week. I brought a new member of my team on, which means new levels in the business are coming, which are all good things. But if I'm going to put myself in a position to be successful long-term with this new team member, with these new levels, I need to figure out how to rework my schedule to make all of that stuff work. You get what I'm saying? So for you guys as athletes, think about that. Were you late for any training sessions with this week? Did you have proper meals before every training session this week? Were there any nights that you didn't get to bed until way too late and ended up having a shitty sleep and having to deal with that repercussions of that the next day? Now, what areas of your week didn't go well? And if you can take even just an hour every week and sit down and reflect on those things, figure out what's not going well, what is going well, and then what you need to switch up to make next week better. Just by taking that hour, what you're going to do is you're going to help yourself make plans. Because guys, these are the little things that the other 99% aren't doing. These are the little things that are going to help push you forward. And before anyone flips out, yes, I understand that you still need to train hard. You still need to push yourself. You still need to all of that's a fucking given, because every time I talk about anything other than grind your ass off at the gym every day, I have people telling me oh, but I still need to train every day. Yeah, of course you need to fucking train if you want to be a professional athlete. I'm not an idiot. But everyone knows you need to train hard. Everyone knows you need to push yourself. Everybody is doing those things already. So if you are going to separate yourself, if you are going to be one of the ones who make it, if you are going to be one of the ones that are actually successful long-term in this industry, You need to do the things that others aren't willing to do. You need to do the things that you don't hear every single person say are the things that they're doing that are going to help them make it to the top. And little things like this are the key. Reflecting on your week, taking time on Sunday, not to just veg out and lie in front of the TV for 18 hours, but to consciously think about your week. Think about the good, think about the bad, think about the habits you need to reinforce, think about the habits you need to eliminate. So again, one of the habits that I'm always working on eliminating is fast food. It's obviously super easy, super convenient. And now making sure that I'm putting myself in a situation where all my meals are prepped so I'm not stopping to get fast food. The reason that's important to me is because when I'm eating good meals, my body feels good. And when my body feels good, I perform everything that I need to perform during my day at a higher level. And my goals are important to me, so I want to be at the best that I can be. But obviously, if I don't have food around, it's a lot easier to just stop and pick something up instead of, get home, cook meals, and be starving the whole time while I'm doing it. So those habits, you need to understand what you're trying to reinforce, whether it's the nutrition, like I was just talking about for myself, or for a lot of people, it's organization, understanding what you have going on in each day, understanding how you can make the most of each day. And simply by understanding that, simply by putting yourself in a better situation to succeed, you're going to do better within every day. And if you're doing better within every day, you're going to make more progress. You make more progress, you put yourself closer and closer to that position of being in that 1% that actually get to say that their sport is their career. So guys, short and sweet today, but I hope you guys got some value from that. If you're looking for more help on how you can consciously sit and reflect on your week like that, how you can, make better use of your time that way, make sure to shoot me a DM. Make sure to drop a comment on the video if you're watching this back, and make sure we can start the conversation, because these are things I'm always aiming to help athletes with. Those of you who know me know that my goal is to help as many athletes as I can around the world build their dream careers in their sport. And if you don't know me, now you do. Welcome to the show. Welcome to my social media and all of that stuff, wherever you're seeing this. And yeah, these are the little things that I love helping athletes with. So shoot me a message. Let's start the conversation and let's get you started on the right path of becoming part of that 1% instead of falling down into the 99. So guys, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. I appreciate you all tuning in. My one major ask of you is, if you got value from the show, make sure you are sharing it with a friend, sharing it with a teammate, sharing it with someone who's going to benefit from this message. I appreciate you all. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll catch you on the next episode.